Hello, I'm Reverend Kenny Callahan, the pastor of Metropolitan Community Church of Richmond. The sacred text for this coming Sunday service is taken from John's story, the second chapter, verses 13 to 22. Anger is a difficult and complex emotion. Like most emotions, it can sneak up on us before we even know it. It can create unhelpful chaos, it may cloud our judgment, and it can even lead to violence. Anger can spill over into emotional, physical, and verbal abuse. Sometimes, though, anger can be an important element for change. In the story we have about Jesus in this sacred text from John's story, Jesus seems to lose control due to anger. The question is, what does Jesus see that brings out his anger? It's just not people selling stuff on temple grounds. It's just not currency exchanges. It's the greed. It's the greed masquerading as something holy. And this makes Jesus really, really mad. Merchants and priests alike are taking advantage of worshipers, but especially taking advantage of the poor who can least afford it. So when you go to pray and you are required to spend a lot of money to do so in an effort of being acceptable to God with your sacrifice. Jesus is so mad that he grabs a whip and scatters the animals. He overturns tables. He yells stuff about God in prayer. Animals scatter all over the place, and some people get out of the way while others try to corral them. The money people are scurrying about for coins that are rolling across the ground. It is a scene of pure chaos. In reading this sacred text with a more liberal view of righteous anger and how sometimes anger may be necessary in order to make a point and bring about needed change. You're right if you're thinking that peaceful protest, voting, personal relationships, and reasoned arguments are actually what brought change in our culture. However, all of these strategies came about from widespread anger over injustice, over unfairness, and ill treatment of others. Jesus, out of his concern for both worship and the poor, showed us that justice issues and faith issues are actually twins. Faith without justice isn't Jesus' faith. And sometimes it takes a little anger to bring attention to a cause and to motivate others to join in doing the right thing. When we get mad over injustice, we're reflecting part of the character of Jesus by creating a little holy chaos.